Lydia, your thoughts on the game tonight?
Yeah, I think we always knew that it was going to be a tough game. Chicago are pretty, blue-collar team where they're just rough and get the job done. And then you add the element of rain in there and it just becomes, more of a physical battle. So a lot of the game was actually probably played in the middle of the park and a lot of transition moments. And I think both of us had, opportunities with set pieces. But, I think a stalemate at the end of the day is probably a good indication how the game went.
Vlatko credited the defense and your job communicating with them, especially in stopping your compatriot Sam Kerr. Just your thoughts on the performance of the back line, especially with the change with Luke coming in to get this start. And then also, can you just comment on Kristen McNabb's development as a center back since this was her 4th straight start?
Yeah, obviously the defense did a fantastic job. It's not easy to, go against Sam. She's had a phenomenal year in the past, and I guess all the players in Chicago, they can be dangerous, and they've been known to score goals, and we've kept them contained for pretty much the majority of the game. Luke coming back in the team, that just speaks to the depth of the team. She's been around a lot of the girls previously, so it's not like it was a new player. So that was nice to have her, being able to have that rotation and. With Meg getting injured, that, we have that opportunity. And then McNabb, she's like come along great. I think, last year was, the beginning of a stepping stone for her, and, she's been solid back there. She contains Sam really well, uses her body, is quick. So, yeah, I think she did really well.
Both goalkeepers seem to be outside the box a lot tonight and playing the ball a lot with their feet. Now that you've had a couple of starts with this team, are we going to see a lot more of you venturing forward that way and sweeper keeper, or is that something that just was called upon tonight?
Yeah, I think I like playing a little bit higher up the park, and if we are going to press high, then I have to be high, and that was one of our game plans tonight, that we were going to, bait them into trying to play out and then press really high. So I think it was the same at the other end where we could only really counter them in transition sometimes, and that's where Alyssa was higher up the park too. So I think, determining on the opposition and the game will kind of determine, the starting position of myself or whoever's in goals. But, yeah, it was a fun game to play in, a little bit rough and tumble, but, yeah, I think we controlled a lot of the game, but there was a lot of, as soon as it starts raining, it changes the dynamic and it turns into a bit of a kickball.
With the weather change, you had the weather start dry in warm-ups. It starts raining during the match. By the end of the match, it stopped again. There were a lot of corners and crosses. Was that affecting your choice to hold or box away?
Yeah, I think so. I think obviously if there's a lot of traffic around regardless, it's probably better to, punch the ball away than try and hold it. But, I like to be aggressive in there. I think, they have such aerial threats in the box. So, for, me to get out there and try and get a hand or, a fist onto it before they can get their head on it, I think that was something that I really focused on in the pre-match and making sure going into the game I was aware of. But, yeah, I think that obviously changes, as soon as your gloves get wet. Then you're like, okay, let's not try and mess around here and just clear it.
You had a few quick restarts as well, distribution-wise. Is that something you were looking to really try to spring the attack on against, like you said, a Chicago side where you can transition?
Yeah, I think, the forwards that we have in Pino and Jody, who are mostly up higher, they're phenomenal and fantastic and, can, I guess, draw something out of nothing in a way. And if we could catch them on a counter-attack, then, that's one way that we can do it. I think they pushed a lot of numbers forward, and I think springing that attack, we did actually get a few opportunities in behind, but obviously didn't capitalise on them.